So if you have death wobble, you know what I'm talking about. Your steering wheel shakes really hard. This is another Jeep I'm working on. It's a 2013, and we replaced the steering linkage, the upper, I guess called the drag link, and there's still, it gets a little bit wobbly, so I got underneath, and with it up in the air I could lift up on the tires and we'd get a little bit of movement here to here between the knuckles, and not so much, it just wiggled a little bit, but if you hit the right bump it would get going pretty good. Tie rods are good. So that is going to be your ball joints. These are the original. He has some pretty, not really big, but they are offset wheels. So it's been putting a lot of strain on the lowers, and I figure that's probably what's causing it, is the lowers. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and start taking this apart. Ball joints really aren't that hard to do as long as you have all the tools to do it. So you're going to need a 13 to take this off. Take the caliper off. Once you get the caliper off, you're going to need a 21 on the back side. Slide that up out of the way. Pull them two out, lay them aside. Yank this off, set it aside. Now you need to get the speed sensor is right there. You're going to need a Allen wrench, which I have somewhere. Okay, so these are a little tricky. I'm going to try and work them out slowly. Try not to break them. They're not very strong. Trying to get underneath it so it'll pry it up. Okay, now for these bolts right here, you're going to need a 12.13 millimeter, and on this side I just have this loose, so when this all comes out I can just lift that out, because then this will be loose. It's starting to rust a little in there. Now we're going to turn it back this way. Now on this, I did take the tie rod loose, just so I have a straight shot to that one right there. And I can turn it a little farther when I don't have that tie rod connected. That one. Alright. Now we are going to probably take a chisel and go around this edge right here, try and get it to work its way out. And now you're just going to slide this out. This will come out right there, your speed sensor wire. Remember which way this goes. Okay, we're almost there. We just got to get these little cotter pins out and take these two nuts off. Alright, we got both of the nuts off. The top one was a 22 and this bottom one was 1 1/8. that worked. Didn't have a metric to do it. So now I'm gonna leave this connected because it'll pivot out of the way still. But we're gonna use this to separate it. We're gonna give it a couple love taps. I'm using a brass hammer. Alright, so there we go. Now we just have to press the ball joints out. Let's see how loose this thing is. Top one's still pretty solid. Anyway, let me get that set up, which is a ball joint press. I'm using this one, these two. I end up using, you're going to use the little spacer deal, a closed cone, and possibly this one. I'm not sure on that yet. Okay, so my setup, I'm going to do the top first, is the circle that goes around it. This little piece is set inside there, and that is going to be my top side like that. We'll go into it. Now this little piece is going to go underneath, so set it just like that, which this will pivot into it. Get it adjusted here. Alright, so I have it on there, and we're just going to keep tightening this thing. Make sure it's not slipping. Let it set for a minute. Couple taps. We finally got it moving there. Just keep on turning. It's tight, but we got it going. There we go. Alright, and there's your upper. Now let's toss that over there. We're going to use this one too, again. So set them aside. Now we got to get this bottom one out. Alright, for this bottom one, I'm using the open one, so it will go through it, but it'll cover and let it drop down. And we're using this other piece that the other end will go into. This one on the other side, I actually, after I started with this one, I actually just went ahead and pressed it with the end of this. So we're going to see how this goes. Get it a little more centered. Right there. I'll probably have to use a cheater bar. In fact, I'm positive. This little ratchet handle is kind of nice, but sometimes it doesn't work like you want it to. Now we have quite a bit of leverage. There we go. That got it loose. See, it moved. Now I'll back it up. Take this little piece out here. Now we just tighten down on it itself. Alright. Now we're just going to tighten that area. It should just push it out, or it's going to start crushing it. I don't know. It's going. Oops, there we go. Alright. Let me get this taken off here, and I'm going to clean both the insides of where they press in real quick. For the bottom ball joint, you're going to have this little needle type grease cert. I'm going to face it to the back, but I'm using a cup that's closed. I'm going to put that end on it. It's going to be facing down, pushing it up, and then using this cup on the top for this end. Alright, so let's set that up here. Have to open this quite a ways. Okay, let me get that to stay there. Get this one to go in. Alright, so if you look there, it's really tight, but it's not seated all the way. So you got the cheater bar on it again. Tap it. Make sure it seats down in there. And that's seated as much as it's going to get. Now we're going to do it one more. See if we can get any more on it. I just lost our cheater bar. Oh well. And that's it. After you get it seated, go ahead and start your boot. I gave you these fancy little boot things to knock it on with. So after it's setting up there, you go like that. Make sure your boot's on. Definitely before you put your stuff together. Now we got one more to put in up here. Okay, when you get to the top one on your right side, if you have the axle drooped, you're going to be hitting your spring perch up here, and it won't let this go very straight. So I stuck a jack underneath the axle and lifted it up to help compensate so it'll go straight. But it is very tight already, so we're going to get the cheater bar again. Okay, top one is seated. Bottom one's in, have the needle facing back. We need to put our grease zerk in the top and our boot on. Realistically, these ball joints aren't that hard if you have the tools to do it. I'm gonna get my grease zerk in here and get the boot slid on. I think it's like an 8-ish. It's good enough for that. Grease zerk doesn't need to be crazy tight, but it's tight. And shove our boot on there, make sure it stays, and then we're just going to lift this up and onto there and start a nut so it will stay there. Alright, so we got all that put together. Make sure you put your little speed sensor wire on before you put your nut on, or you're going to have to take it all back apart. Let me get my bottom nut on, and basically all of it goes back together the way it came off, which is not too hard as long as you got the right tools and you have the time to do it. So we got the bottom on. I think I'm going to go ahead and lift it back up so I'm not working so low to the ground, because I do have a lift here to use, which is nice. So anyway guys, hope this helped y'all, and if it did, go ahead and hit a thumbs up and down below somewhere, and like and subscribe if you would, and I will catch y'all in the next video. Bye.